For years, Muskegon area residents watched the removal of the BC Cobb power plant. All the big visible milestones have passed.
But another major step in clearing the Cobb property won't finish until 2022. 13 on your side, Lakeshore reporter John Mills has more on what's being removed from the property right now.
The big trucks leaving the BC Cobb property every day are hauling away coal ash. And just beyond this perimeter fence, and mostly out of sight, there's 650,000 cubic yards of coal ash that needs to be removed. Since 2015, commuters rushing by on the causeway have watched the decommissioning of Consumers Energy's coal power plant. The last freighter unloading coal in 2015. In 2018, worked to remove the Cobb stack. Then this year, a controlled blast brought down the boiler house. The site is clear of debris. Enter Shara Solutions and the Kentucky-based company's fleet of heavy equipment to complete the next step in closing the Cobb.
Ash at a coal power plant is the byproduct that's produced from burning coal.
Consumers Energy tasked Shara and company VP Eric Effinger to remove all the coal ash from the property to meet a March 2023 federal deadline.
We're currently planning to button up in late 2022. But all the material will be removed by late next year.
A big task.
It's a lot of moving parts.
Moving so far like clockwork, with trucks moving the ash to a Muskegon rail yard where it's loaded into covered rail cars, repeating that cycle all day long.
So they're just running circles just like bumblebees.
Other larger trucks transport the ash over the road. It's all leaving Muskegon County for a Consumers Energy landfill in Essexville, Michigan.
About a 3.5 hour drive, across state.
For decades, the coal ash the Cobb produced was stored in ponds at the site. Those ponds were dewatered. To meet state and federal requirements, Shara will need to get all the ash the ponds once contained.
So we'll be on the bottom with our excavation equipment. We'll inspect it. We'll have engineering firms come in and inspect it as well, and the state will certify it as clean closed.
And that means 100% of the product's got to be gone. And it has to be verified that 100% of that material is gone.
Consumers Energy's Dennis Dobbs says the company will reuse the ash from Muskegon to build up a crown on its Essexville landfill.
So you can imagine just the way you see roads are crowned so that the water runs off to the sides. The same thing has to be done with landfills when we cap them.
And what's left in Muskegon will be the creation of a large pond varying in depth.
The waters will actually naturally percolate back into that area.
Over time, you'll likely see some natural wetlands develop in the shallower areas.
That'll just become part of the landscape there. I think it's going to be very beneficial in that regard for the ecosystem.
And that man-made wetland will continue to be separated from the Muskegon River by a large berm. Consumers Energy turned off the Cobb plant in 2016 as part of the company's plan to be net carbon neutral by 2040. In Muskegon County, John Mills, 13 on your side.